In an unexpected and fiery exchange, billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates has publicly accused Elon Musk of jeopardizing the lives of the world's poorest children through significant cuts to U.S. foreign aid programs. This critique, which escalates the ongoing rivalry between the two tech titans, follows Musk's controversial decision to effectively dismantle the U.S. Agency for International Development (USAID) under his newly formed Department of Government Efficiency known as DOGE. Musk's assertion that it was time for USAID to die has drawn ire from Gates, who articulated the dire implications of these cuts during a recent interview with the Financial Times. Gates, who co-founded Microsoft and has dedicated much of his wealth to philanthropic efforts, expressed deep concern over the potential resurgence of preventable diseases such as measles, HIV, and polio as a direct result of these funding reductions. The picture of the world's richest man killing the world's poorest children is not a pretty one, Gates stated, highlighting the abruptness of the cuts that have left critical resources like food and medicine stranded in warehouses. He specifically pointed to the cancellation of grants to a hospital in Mozambique that was instrumental in preventing the transmission of HIV from mothers to infants, a decision Gates characterized as misguided. "I'd love for him to go in and meet the children that have now been infected with HIV because he cut that money," Gates implored, emphasizing the immediate human cost of the policy changes initiated by Musk. This stark portrayal of the consequences of philanthropic negligence illustrates a broader concern about the intersection of wealth, power, and responsibility in addressing global health crises. In conjunction with his critique of Musk, Gates announced an ambitious plan to accelerate his philanthropic giving, committing to donate nearly his entire fortune over the next 2 decades, with an estimated $200 billion earmarked for global health education and development initiatives. This pledge comes as part of his strategy to wind down the Gates Foundation by 2045, a timeline that has been advanced significantly in light of global challenges that require urgent attention. "There are too many urgent problems to solve for me to hold on to resources that could be used to help people," Gates remarked, reinforcing his commitment to addressing critical health issues. Despite the aggressive stance taken against Musk, Gates has adopted a more measured approach toward former President Donald Trump, suggesting that Trump may not fully grasp the implications of his administration's budget cuts to health and aid programs. Gates previously advocated for the continuation of foreign aid during a meeting with Trump, where he underscored the unique expertise and infrastructure that USAID has developed over the years. The ongoing feud highlights a broader debate about the responsibilities of the ultra-wealthy in global philanthropy. Critics of Gates have previously accused him of using his foundation as a means to exert undue influence over health priorities worldwide, raising questions about the ethical implications of concentrated wealth in philanthropy. However, Gates remains steadfast in his belief that significant structured giving can lead to transformative change. As this public dispute unfolds, it raises critical questions about the future of international aid and the role of private philanthropy in addressing systemic global issues. With significant cuts to USAID and other governmental support, experts fear that the humanitarian landscape could be further destabilized, particularly in regions heavily reliant on foreign aid. Looking ahead, the philanthropic landscape may need to adapt in response to both the shifting political climate in the U.S. and the evolving dynamics of global health. Gates' pledge to dramatically increase his foundation's funding over the next 20 years may be essential in counteracting the challenges posed by reduced governmental support, but it also underscores the urgency for a more collaborative approach to philanthropy that bridges public and private efforts. As both Gates and Musk continue to shape their public personas and philanthropic strategies, the implications of their actions will undoubtedly reverberate across the sectors of health, development, and technology. The need for effective and compassionate leadership in addressing global challenges has never been more critical. In an escalating confrontation between two of the world's richest and most influential figures, Bill Gates has publicly accused Elon Musk of jeopardizing the lives of vulnerable children worldwide through his recent drastic cuts to U.S. foreign aid programs. This unexpected clash centers on Musk's controversial leadership of the Department of Government Efficiency (DOGE), which he initiated to streamline federal operations and reduce government spending. However, the implications of his decisions have drawn sharp criticism from Gates, who has dedicated his life to philanthropy and global health initiatives. In a recent interview with the Financial Times, Gates expressed his concerns regarding the ramifications of Doge's actions. Specifically, the shuttering of the U.S. Agency for International Development (USAID). The picture of the world's richest man killing the world's poorest children is not a pretty one, Gates stated, emphasizing the potential resurgence of diseases such as measles, polio, and HIV as a direct consequence of funding cuts. He highlighted that life-saving medications and food have begun to expire and warehouses wasted due to these abrupt reductions in aid. Gates's criticisms were particularly pointed regarding a specific grant in Mozambique aimed at preventing the transmission of HIV from mothers to their babies, which he claims Musk cancelled under a misapprehension connecting aid to Hamas. "I'd love for him to go in and meet the children that have now been infected with HIV because he cut that money," Gates remarked, underscoring the real human cost of such policy decisions. The context of Gates's comments comes as he has announced plans to accelerate his philanthropic spending over the next 20 years, committing to invest over $200 billion in health, education, and development initiatives. This is a significant increase from the $100 billion his foundation has distributed over the last 25 years. Gates intends for this focused spending to maximize impact, aiming to solve pressing global issues like polio and HIV, and he has pledged to leave less than 1% of his wealth to his children. This public feud is not the first between Gates and Musk. Their differing views on philanthropy have long been evident. Musk, who signed the Giving Pledge in 2012, has since expressed skepticism about the effectiveness of philanthropy, asserting that market-driven solutions could achieve more impactful results. His recent actions, particularly the cuts to USAID funding, have only intensified this rivalry, as Musk describes the agency as a criminal organization. Musk's leadership of Doge has faced scrutiny not just from Gates but also from various sectors affected by the deep cuts. The department was created to modernize federal operations with an initial goal of cutting $2 trillion from the federal budget. However, as of now, Doge has only achieved approximately $160 billion in cuts, leaving many federal agencies, including the Federal Aviation Administration and the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, struggling with staffing shortages and operational limitations. Despite the criticism and controversy, Musk continues to assert that his approach is necessary for government efficiency. However, the implications for public health and welfare, particularly in vulnerable communities, have raised concerns among health experts and humanitarian organizations. As both Gates and Musk navigate their respective commitments, Gates through intensified philanthropy and Musk through governmental reform, the future of U.S. foreign aid and its impact on global health remains uncertain. With the ongoing clash between these titans, it is evident that their actions will continue to shape discussions around both philanthropy and public policy in the years to come. As Gates prepares to spend down his foundation, the question looms: will Musk's government efficiency initiatives ultimately serve the public good, or will they compromise the very foundations of humanitarian aid? Only time will reveal the true consequences of this high-stakes battle. In a significant turn of events for Tesla, the electric vehicle maker has recently announced a series of developments that are reshaping its market position and strategic direction. Following a challenging period characterized by production setbacks and declining sales, the company is now experiencing a renewed surge in its stock prices, largely attributed to favorable trade negotiations under the Trump administration. Investors are cautiously optimistic, with Tesla's shares reflecting this sentiment by rising steadily in recent trading sessions. Recent reports indicate that Tesla's stock is benefiting from an unexpected boost due to Trump's trade deal, which has alleviated some tariffs and trade barriers that previously hindered the company's operations. This shift could provide Tesla with a competitive edge, allowing it to optimize supply chains and reduce costs in the face of increasing competition in the electric vehicle market. Market analysts are closely monitoring this development, as it not only impacts Tesla's financial outlook but also reflects broader economic trends that could benefit other technology and automotive companies. In addition to positive stock movements, Tesla has introduced a new rear-drive variant of its Model Y priced at $46,630. This move is strategically aimed at making electric vehicles more accessible to a broader audience, thereby potentially increasing Tesla's market share in a competitive landscape. According to industry experts, the introduction of this model aligns with Tesla's mission to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy by offering more affordable options without compromising on performance. However, not all news is positive for Tesla. The company has officially scrapped its much-anticipated range extender accessory for the Cybertruck, a decision that has disappointed many prospective customers. Initially designed to enhance the vehicle's range to an estimated 470 miles, the accessory was to be priced at $16,000. Instead, Tesla will be refunding the $2,000 deposits made by customers who pre-ordered the range extender. This cancellation follows a series of setbacks for the Cybertruck, which has seen its production timelines pushed back and its promised specifications revised downward. The decision to terminate the range extender appears to be a response to disappointing sales figures. Reports indicate that only 35,000 to 50,000 Cybertruck units were sold in 2024, a stark contrast to Elon Musk's earlier claim of over 1 million reservations. This decline in sales is indicative of broader challenges faced by Tesla, including protests and boycotts related to Musk's controversial involvement in political affairs, which have further diluted consumer confidence. As Tesla navigates these turbulent waters, the company's future remains uncertain. While the recent stock rise and new model introductions suggest a potential recovery, the ongoing issues with the Cybertruck and overall sales performance will require careful management. Investors and consumers alike will be watching closely to see how Tesla adapts to these challenges and whether the company can reclaim its position as a leader in the electric vehicle market. The coming months will be crucial as Tesla continues to innovate and respond to the dynamic demands of the automotive landscape. Residents of California have their eyes on the skies as SpaceX prepares for several high-profile rocket launches in the coming weeks. The Vandenberg Space Force Base is set to be the launch site for at least 2 missions involving the deployment of Starlink satellites, with SpaceX CEO Elon Musk leading the charge. Meanwhile, Northrop Grumman is on schedule to launch a prototype weather satellite for the U.S. Space Force later this month. SpaceX's upcoming launch schedule at Vandenberg is particularly noteworthy. On May 9, 2025, the company plans to deploy its Falcon 9 rocket on the Starlink 15-3 mission with a launch window from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time. This mission aims to enhance global broadband coverage through the Starlink satellite constellation. Following that, another Starlink mission dubbed Starlink 15-4 is also lined up, although the specific launch window is yet to be announced. This heightened activity at Vandenberg is a reflection of SpaceX's ongoing efforts to expand its satellite internet service, which has proven essential during global crises. However, the unpredictability of rocket launches means that delays can occur due to various factors, including adverse weather conditions or technical issues. In a broader context, Musk's ambitions extend beyond just launching satellites. He recently articulated his vision of colonizing Mars, driven by a fundamental belief in humanity's need to become a multiplanetary species. In a recent interview, Musk estimated that humanity has about 450 million years before the sun becomes too hot for life on Earth. This timeline, while vast, underscores his urgency in developing the Starship rocket for Mars missions, which he aims to initiate as early as 2026. Starbase, the new city in Texas that serves as SpaceX's headquarters, symbolizes Musk's commitment to this vision. Officially incorporated in May 2025, Starbase is home to around 500 residents, primarily SpaceX employees and their families. The city has ambitious plans for growth, including additional housing, schools, and retail spaces. However, this rapid development has not come without controversy. Local residents express concerns about environmental impacts and corporate influence over governance. Environmental agencies have raised alarms over potential harm to local wildlife and ecosystems, particularly as the city plans to increase its rocket launch frequency from 5 to 25 per year. Legal challenges and regulatory scrutiny are ongoing, reflecting the tension between economic development and ecological preservation. As SpaceX forges ahead with its plans, it continues to navigate a complex landscape of innovation, ethical considerations, and environmental stewardship. With significant milestones on the horizon, including the anticipated Starship missions to Mars and the upcoming launches from Vandenberg, the future of space exploration appears to be unfolding at an unprecedented pace. Stakeholders from various sectors will be closely watching as these developments progress, shaping the next chapter in humanity's ventures into the cosmos. In a surprising twist that has both intrigued and amused social media users, Elon Musk has once again changed his display name on X, formerly known as Twitter, opting for the enigmatic moniker Gorklin Rust. This latest name change has sparked speculation about its meaning, hinting at Musk's ongoing ventures in artificial intelligence and programming. Observers note that the name appears to blend references to Grok, the AI chatbot developed by Musk's own company xAI, and the Rust programming language commonly used in modern software development. This connection suggests a deeper link to Musk's technological pursuits, particularly as he continues to reshape the landscape of social media through X. Musk's whimsical name changes are not new. Earlier this year, he adopted the name Kikius Maximus, coupled with a profile picture featuring the popular Pepe the Frog meme. This playful approach seems to be part of Musk's broader engagement strategy on the platform, where he has previously leveraged viral trends to capture attention and drive engagement. Following the unveiling of Gorklin Rust, speculation arose that the name could also be a nod to a meme coin circulating on the Solana blockchain, which adds yet another layer to the ongoing narrative surrounding Musk's digital identity. This playful yet cryptic name change coincides with Musk's announcement of a significant overhaul to X's recommendation algorithm, which aims to integrate a lightweight version of Grok to enhance user experience. These developments are part of Musk's broader strategy to redefine how social media operates, emphasizing innovation and user engagement in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. In a separate but equally engaging narrative, Musk recently made headlines with a lighthearted comment about participating in a viral social media challenge. In response to a humorous post suggesting that 100 men could take on a single gorilla, Musk quipped, "Sure, what's the worst that could happen?" This playful engagement comes after a period during which Musk's social media presence had been characterized by more serious and politically charged content. Observers noted that his recent shift towards humor might signal a desire to reconnect with his audience in a less combative manner. However, the tech mogul's forays into humor and whimsical name changes are juxtaposed against more serious issues concerning his platform. X is currently navigating complex challenges related to censorship and government regulations. Recently, the Indian government issued orders demanding that X block over 8,000 accounts, including those of international news organizations and prominent users, citing violations of local laws. While X complied by withholding access to these accounts within India, the company publicly voiced its disagreement, framing the government's demands as censorship and a violation of free speech. This ongoing struggle highlights the intricate balance between regulatory compliance and the protection of user rights in today's digital ecosystem. As Musk continues to navigate these multifaceted challenges, both humorous and serious, his approach to social media remains a focal point of interest. Whether through playful name changes or addressing regulatory concerns, Musk's actions reflect a broader narrative of innovation and disruption in the technology sector. The implications of these developments will likely resonate well beyond the confines of X, influencing how social media platforms engage with users and govern content in an increasingly interconnected world. As Musk's ventures evolve, the tech industry will be watching closely to see how he balances creativity and compliance in the ever-changing landscape of technology and social media. In a groundbreaking achievement that showcases the potential of brain-computer interface technology, Brad Smith, a 28-year-old man living with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis (ALS), has made history as the first nonverbal patient to narrate a YouTube video. using Neuralink's advanced brain chip. This remarkable feat not only opens new avenues for communication for individuals affected by neurodegenerative diseases but also highlights the significant strides being made in assistive technology. Diagnosed with ALS, Smith has battled the progressive neurodegenerative disorder that gradually impairs motor function, leading to the loss of speech and voluntary movement. Following the implantation of Neuralink's device in his motor cortex, Smith demonstrated an ability to control a computer cursor with an impressive 92% accuracy, using only his thoughts. The device, roughly the size of 5 stacked quarters and equipped with over 1,000 electrodes, captures neural activity associated with intended movements. Initially, Smith attempted to navigate the cursor by imagining hand movements. However, he found greater success by focusing on tongue movements and jaw clenching. Imagining moving my tongue allowed me to control the cursor more precisely, he explained, indicating a significant breakthrough in his ability to interact with technology. Before this technological advancement, Smith relied on an eye-tracking device for communication, which was limited in functionality and only effective in dimly lit environments. The Neuralink implant has revolutionized his capacity to engage with the digital world, allowing him to not only communicate effectively but also to perform tasks that were previously unattainable. In a YouTube video documenting his journey, Smith showcased how he skillfully edited and narrated his video by utilizing impulses from his motor cortex, selecting editing tools and crafting his narrative all through thought alone. To further personalize his experience, a synthetic voice was generated from recordings made prior to his illness, enabling him to narrate in a voice that closely resembles his own. "This allows me to tell the story in my real voice even if I can no longer speak," he remarked, emphasizing the significance of reclaiming his vocal identity. The implications of Smith's achievement extend beyond mere communication. He has regained the ability to participate in family activities such as playing video games with his children and engaging in outdoor events, significantly enhancing his quality of life. As Elon Musk, the founder of Neuralink, expressed during a video call, "I hope this is a game changer for you and your family." This sentiment reflects the broader aspirations of the technology, which aims to restore meaningful interactions for those affected by severe disabilities. Neuralink's advancement in brain-computer interface technology represents a pivotal moment in the field of neuroscience and assistive communication. By translating specific neuronal activation patterns into digital commands, the device empowers individuals with paralysis to perform tasks that were once considered impossible. Smith's experience echoes that of Nolan Arbaugh, a quadriplegic patient who was the first human to receive the Neuralink implant, who reported significant improvements in independence and quality of life. This recent milestone not only emphasizes the potential of Neuralink's technology but also raises important questions about the future of assistive devices for those with ALS and similar conditions. The ability to communicate via a neural interface heralds a new era for patients, providing them with unprecedented opportunities to enhance their quality of life and engagement with the world around them. As Smith continues to hone his skills with the device, he expresses a commitment to helping others benefit from this technology. "It took years to get here and I still break down and cry. But I'm ready to serve the next person who needs this tech," he shared. Embodying hope and resilience. The advancements made by Neuralink not only have the potential to transform individual lives but also promise to push the boundaries of what is possible in the realm of assistive technology, paving the way for future developments that could further bridge the gap between technology and human experience.